Stop sign.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode on the channel. Today, man, we are finally tuning the L5P Duramax. Now, if you're watching this video for reference, this is going to be applicable to a 2017 to 2022 an L5P Duramax. I'm going to be installing the Pulsar. It's a product made by Edge. It's a tuner for an L5P, and it's a long time coming, guys. I can't believe I've waited this long, but today is the final day, so make sure you stay with me, guys. Also, at the end of the video, we are going to be doing a first reaction road test with it. Maybe take her on a little rip. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. But like I told you guys, we have to keep this thing emissions compliant. As much fun as I like having with these trucks, I love the noise, the sound, the turbo. You know, I mean, man, it is addicting, and I love it. But I need to get back down into reality. This is my daily driver. But the cool thing about this programmer is the fact that it's going to increase my horsepower by, I believe, 130 horsepower, and it'll jump it up to about 1,100 foot-pounds of torque. So you're looking at a truck with just a simple plug-in tuner that will put you well over 500 horsepower and 1,000 foot-pounds of torque. I think that's pretty impressive. But you can be rest assured that this will not be my only video on the Pulsar. This is just my first reaction. So I do want to take this thing on a very long test drive. I want to put some miles on this truck and get some real-world experience before I start making assumptions on my very first reaction. I don't think it's a fair assessment by just going off of my first test drive, you know. I mean, we really got to drive this thing. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get this started. You can tell I've done some motor work to this truck already. Of course, I installed the awesome HSP intake, probably one of the best intakes on the market for these L5Ps, as well as the hot side, and we also did a cold side pipe. And let's not forget, I also installed the high flow PPE manifolds, as well as up pipes, and I also did a L5P down pipe from PPE, which, by the way, I sell on my website. So if you guys are interested, definitely check those out. I'll leave that link in the description. But here's the thing, this truck, I'm not trying to make a race truck. I actually pull trailers with this. I haul all of my diesel trucks either to shows, events, Ryan's diesel service, maybe even make a few trips down to Indiana or Illinois, so I'm always running this truck. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys, of course, how to install the Pulsar. Now, there's a lot of stuff on the market. I'm doing a lot of research, and I've narrowed it down to this one right here, and I'm hoping that it will surprise me. But let's be honest here, why in the world did I wait this long? Well, there's a big reason for that. I wanted to test out the parts that I installed on this truck. After driving so many miles, I think I probably put about 4,000 miles on this L5P Duramax. And I wanted to do that with the performance parts that I already installed, just to see if there's any improvements in gains. For example, turbo boost, drive pressure, EGTs, miles per gallon, and just overall drivability. Just wanted to get my own real world experience before I make a decision on whether or not these parts are actually worth it. So the Edge is about $450 to $500. The Pulsar, you're looking anywhere between $850 to $900 on this unit. And the mount for the L5P is about 50 bucks. So this is probably my biggest bang for my buck, because if I was to go after the modified ECUs that are on the market, I mean, you're looking anywhere in excess of about $2,500. This is already mapped, ready to go, and this is exactly what I'm trying to go after. So this is what it's going to look like when you unbox it. This is going to be plugged right directly to your ECU. I'm going to show you guys how to pull that out of your truck here in a second. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys what parameters I monitor on my Edge monitor. I know a lot of guys ask me that question, so I'll go through that process as well. These are really simple. Simply plug and play. There's your OBD2 cable that connects right underneath your dash. And of course, I'm going to show you how I mount that. But there's not a lot of information other than what Edge posts on YouTube. I was checking all that out. But my good friend, JW Montoya, make sure you check him out. That guy did a tremendous job making a video on the V3 Pulsar and what he actually thinks about it. This guy's actually got a 2020 AT4 GMC Duramax. This thing is so sweet. But let me give him a call and see what he thinks about the Pulsar.
Hello?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, question.
Sure.
So I just got the Pulsar V3 tuner for my L5P. I was watching YouTube the other day, just kind of getting some more information, and it seems like you're the only one that really documented the process and sort of like how you feel. But what is your take, I guess? Like, I mean, from start to finish, was it worth it?
Dude, when you have a deleted truck and you can't tune, you're not really impressed. And I will say with the Pulsar, I was actually impressed at the amount of power and the difference it made driving the truck.
Okay. And I know you talked about sensitivity in the pedal. Is that a real thing?
Oh, it's legit.
Okay.
So they with the Pulsar, you know, with the Banks, they have the pedal monster and the Derringer, and they sell it separately.
Mm-hmm.
With the Pulsar, they actually have the throttle booster built into the Pulsar itself. And if you go to the settings, you can actually adjust throttle sensitivity per tune, like per power level. If you like it on your highest tune, but you don't like how sensitive that pedal is, you can always change it to like moderate or sport or whatever the options are. You have like 4 or 5 different options.
Okay.
It's pretty legit.
It's kind of cool to talk to somebody that has experience.
I did it on my dad's truck. I did it on probably like 2 other trucks. And every time, I'm pretty impressed at how it drives.
Awesome, man. Well, okay. I appreciate your input, man. That's really good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and install the Edge CTS3 monitor. So first I'm going to go ahead and remove this access panel, and it's held on by these little body clips right here, as you can see, and they clip right in these little spots. So you're going to have to pop those up. Use a body trim panel tool. So here's the steering wheel. Just go ahead and go underneath the dash, and there's your OBD2 port, which you're going to be plugging in the harness to, which is supplied in the kit, as you guys can see. And what we're going to do, guys, we're simply going to go ahead and just run this stuff underneath the dash and then fish it right through here, and then we're going to go ahead through this dash panel. Now up here on the top, you're going to go ahead and remove this little plastic cover that goes right there. And then once you do that, you're going to go ahead and remove this 10mm bolt out of there. So go ahead and get that in place. Then you're going to go ahead and put your mount inside like that, and you're going to have a long bolt and a flat washer. Go ahead and take your monitor. As you can tell right on the back, just locate the 2 little holes that slide these 2 fittings right into them. That's what's going to secure that in place. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and plug in my cable to the back of the monitor. Tighten everything up, especially right here as well as the back. So the excess is right here. I tucked it in back there as well as right here. Of course, after that, reinstall your access panel and you're good to go. In order to change your parameters, all you gotta do is just double click on the one that you want to change. For example, I want to monitor my EGT, so just hit save. And there you go, you have your EGT. So this is what I like to monitor: engine speed, boost right here, transmission fluid temperature, runtime. That's always a big thing for me, especially when I'm on a long trip. It gives me a good idea of how long I've been driving since I turned the truck off. Engine coolant temp, DPF status, intake air temperature, exhaust gas temperature, which is always important, especially when you're pulling a trailer. As you can tell, there's way more parameters you can monitor on this right here versus the first one. You can read and erase trouble codes. This is a huge plus if you have a DPF, because you can actually manually regen your diesel. That's kind of neat. Just wanted to show you how useful these Edge monitors are. But now that we have that done, let's go ahead and install the Pulsar. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and locate our ECM, which is this guy right here. But what we're going to do is disconnect these connectors right here to the ECM before we remove it. So that you can see you have these little locking tabs, but basically push down with your thumb and at the same time just pull up. So that's how you do that. And then when you're done, just go ahead and slide this all back in place and lock that in. So first I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. So just pull back, push down, pull back, just like that. So that's your first one, blue connector. So once you've removed the blue connector in the center one, we're gonna go ahead and locate that 10mm bolt. There's only one. After that, as you can see, we have free movement in order to remove the rest of the ECM, so we can get that third connector unclipped back here. All right, so once you've slidden this out, you're gonna have this last connector to disconnect. So again, you're gonna wanna push down on that, pull back. Of course, push that tab down while you're pulling back. All right, so now that we have the computer out of the truck, we're gonna go ahead and plug in our Pulsar. You have a smaller connection and a larger connection. Just make sure once you plug this thing in that it's oriented exactly where it needs to be placed, because you don't wanna bend any pins or connectors. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on right now. Okay, so next we're gonna go ahead and install our brackets so this thing doesn't move away from the actual computer. Flip it upside down, go ahead and take the smaller bracket, and then in the kit included, you're gonna have 4 little screws. So you're gonna go ahead and just secure this in with screws. So now that I'm done screwing this down, we're gonna go ahead and take this bracket, the bigger one, line it up, and then go ahead and just screw it in just like the bottom one. So if you're watching this video for reference, the bigger bracket's gonna be facing towards the top where you see the word Pulsar. So once we're done with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in the truck. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and reinstall it. Of course, the bigger connector right here, we're gonna go ahead and plug it in right now. Go ahead and pull back on this hose and start fishing it all the way down so you get right below the power steering pump. And once you get to that point, you're gonna have enough access to clip in the middle connector, okay? So once you clip that middle connector in, then you're gonna work its way up and then go ahead and sit it back in its mount. And then we'll go ahead and put the 2 10mm bolts on the top. And then after that, of course, we're gonna plug in the blue connector and then we should be good to go here. Okay, so we're done for the install. One thing I didn't mention was these little clips right here that need to be inserted right inside that bracket that we installed. But that's where the nut, bolt, washer, and lock washer is going to be installed, as well as this side. But overall, guys, not too bad. Not gonna lie though, that was kind of a pain trying to get it in there correctly without, you know, pinching anything like these big wiring connectors and such. But really not a bad job. It's not too crazy. Anyone can do this. What I do love about the Pulsar is the fact that it's hidden. You can't even really see it. There's really not much of a real modification that needs to be done inside that engine bay. Simply right here, it's not a huge deal. Now, if you do have a 2017, it will be a little different because you're gonna have your TCM connector right here, so you will have to remove that and get that out of the way when you actually install this product. But I fought with it for about 20 minutes trying to make sure everything was lined up correctly. Let's go ahead and get inside the truck and get all the settings correct. And then after that, let's hit the road. With the key in the on position, this is how you actually know what tune you're in or how to change it on the fly while you're driving. So let's just say I'm driving. You're gonna have that plus and minus sign on your steering column. As you guys can see, we're at 0 miles per hour. So if I was to hit that plus button, it'll jump up to 10, okay? What that means is that I'm in tune 1. Now, if I was to hit it again, it would go up to 20 miles an hour, indicating that I'd be in tune 2, so on and so forth. I'm in tune 3, tune 4, and tune 5. Now that we have the vehicle running, hit the cruise control button, okay? And then go ahead and either hit the up or down button, depending on where you want the high idle to be at. So right now I'm hitting up. This is always a good thing to have, especially during those cold winter months. You can set it where you want and the engine will warm up a lot quicker. Now, if you want to exit out of that mode, just hit the cruise control button and it'll turn right off. But again, this is how it goes. So there's no tune right now. Push up. Now I'm on tune 1, 2, tune 3, 4, and 5. That's pretty much it, guys. It's really simple. And yes, you could drive the truck with it on cruise control. Okay, guys, so I'm on the road right now. I have not got on it yet. Actually, my wife's holding the camera. And as you can tell, guys, I'm all set up. I have the Edge CTS 3 monitor installed. I love this mount. The thing is super solid. It's not going nowhere. No more suction cup. So we like to party. We're gonna go up to tune 5. All right, so now we're in tune 5. So we're doing about 40 miles per hour. Let's just go ahead and flat foot it. Wow.
Felt like I was on a roller coaster.
Dude, this isn't no race truck, man, but it feels like it. Man, this thing would beat the LBZ. Wow, let's do that again. right, hold on.
You're spinning.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. Dude, I hit 70 like that. Like, it was effortless.
Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Man.
That's pretty fast.
You think so?
Yeah.
Not as fast as your truck, though.
I don't know.
Really? I mean, this truck is stock. Like, up pipes, down pipe, and HSP stuff. That's about it. There's really not much to it. All right, here we go. We're on a private road. Don't worry about it, everybody. We're in Mexico. When it gets going, when the turbo spools and then I get up on boost, it does lag a little bit in between shifts that I'm noticing.
Yeah, I heard that.
So I don't know exactly what that's all about. It may be a trans-safe deal, but regardless, the thing will throw you in your seat, man. This truck is fast. I mean, I can literally bury the speedometer.
Guess this is stock.
I know, I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Like I said, it's just bolt-on parts. There's up pipes, manifold, and a down pipe. That's it. Oh, and the HSP stuff. So that's pretty impressive, man. I bet you if I stuck a Ryan's diesel service turbo in this thing, this truck would pull like a freight train. See, the good thing about my truck versus L5P, like a 2020, is that this has a 6-speed Allison trans instead of a 10-speed Allison, which are very problematic. I think I have the best of both worlds. I have the GMC Denali, and I still have the old school Allison 6-speed. So this is a good combination, other than the fact that the 2020 trucks, they just look better. You know, they have a bigger body to them. There's just more room inside there, but I'm happy with this truck. I really am. All right, you want to drive?
You don't want me to drive.
Why?
Because
You're driving.
I might crash.
Nah.
Seriously.
All right. Just hop right over that seat, huh?
Yep.
Buckle up.
You want me to get on it?
Yeah, you might as well.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's shifting funny.
It is shifting funny. The EGTs are getting lower now.
It just, yeah.
DPF just turned off. So that means that it's cooling down finally. But yeah, it was doing a regen while I was trying to test the truck.
Of course.
Well, dang, now I really want to drive the thing. This is addicting, guys. I need to stop. All right, we're doing tow mode again. Dude, she moves. Here's the thing, guys. When we were doing the test, I guess I wasn't paying attention, but the truck was actually doing a regen while we were driving. EGTs were super high. Now it's not actually performing the regen mode, so that's why it was shifting funny. So now actually you got the real reaction here.
Well, it was shifting pretty good, or I mean, it was going pretty fast the first time.
It was.
I mean, we floored it a couple times and it didn't do that weird shifting stuff.
Yeah, it was right when the DPF turned on.
Yeah.
I hate this stupid thing, man. I just wish I could see her gone completely. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I don't know about these times.
Yeah.
How much diesel fuel did you burn doing this?
I burnt a lot of diesel fuel.
Diesel is like $4.79 here.
Yeah. It hasn't really gone up or down, though. It's just been kind of stuck at that $4.79. It's not too bad.
Gas is, though.
Gas is horrible. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Yeah, you saw our first reaction on this, but I want to drive the truck, man. I want to pull a trailer. I want to tell you what my miles per gallon is. I can't tell you exactly how I feel about this tune until I actually put it to a real world test. My first impression, I'm thoroughly impressed with it versus stock. It's very peppy. I'm not looking after it being a race truck by no means, but the fact that it does have the ability to go a lot faster than it did, of course having the engine run better is always a plus, but also I want to see what my miles per gallon is. I wonder if it's going to increase. We'll see.
That would be nice.
would be very nice.
Especially
We
right
just
now.
talked about diesel fuel.
Yeah.
By the way, I'll leave a link in the description for the Edge products if you guys want to check them out. But that's it for this video. I appreciate your time as always. We'll see you on the next one.
Stay tuned.